I will be completely honest with you guys. My last demo comparing the Strymon El Capistan to the Strymon Timeline was completely wrong. I was misinformed on what the knobs are doing on the tape mode on the Timeline, and I was just biased towards the Strymon El Capistan. So I will be honest and humble with you guys. It is my mistake, and I'm going to do all over again. I'm going to redo my demo comparing the tape delays on both, so this is a true and fair comparison. And this is completely different from what I thought. Those pedals can match pretty close, as you will hear. So let's start with the beginning. I will show you my little notes that I've taken from the user manual from the Timeline. So the tape speed, I put the tape speed at normal because it says that it's for a warmer tape sound than the fast tape speed, which is for higher fidelity. So my complaint with the Timeline on tape mode was that it was too bright and not warm enough. So we'll see if that's going to do something about it. And on the El Cap, I chose the single tape head mode B because it's normal speed. The A is at double speed, so it should be A should be compared to the fast tape speed of the Timeline and B to the normal tape speed of the Timeline. So the toggle switch here is on the B mode. So just that would be enough to make them sound closer already. And then the filter knob on the Timeline is now the tape age. The grit knob is the tape bias. The speed is the tape crinkle, and the depth is the wow and flutter. So I was saying that the Timeline was missing all of the cool features of the El Capistan, as tape age and wow and flutter and tape crinkle, but it has them. It's just the label of the knobs are changing on the Timeline. It's not a grit, it's not a filter, it's something else. So I was completely wrong as far as this. So now let's compare both pedals as clean as possible on their respective modes, and I will try to match each of the knobs and secondary functions as close as possible for real this time. So the cleanest setting on the Timeline. Okay, on the El Capistan. Even on the cleanest repeats, I feel like the El Capistan is a bit warmer, a little bit bright, even on these settings. So yeah, definitely the El Capistan has a rounder edge to the sound with the cleanest tape loop possible on both of them. So now let's match my favorite setting on the El Capistan with the Timeline with the right knobs this time. So my favorite settings on the El Capistan is the tape age like this, the wow and flutter, and the secondary functions. It's just a little bit of low end contour, tape bias at noon, and the tape crinkle almost at 2 or 3 o'clock. So you can see here the filter knob on the Timeline is the tape age, so it's that at the same place. The grit knob is the tape bias, so it's at noon. like I have on my secondary functions. And then the speed is the tape crinkle at 2 o'clock, like I said, and the depth is the wow and flutter at the same place. So now it's going to be a fair comparison. And the low end contour, just a small bit, but not too much. So now the pedals are truly matched. Let's compare the sound of both, starting with the timeline. Just now, I think it is much more convincing than my previous demo. Let's play with the real thing now. Let's compare faster. It's surprising how close they can get now that I know what each knob does. There is still a difference. I feel like, again, the wow and flutter is deeper on the El Capistan. Listen at the modulation. And then on the timeline. It's subtle, it's more a difference in tonality. I think this one has a little bit more balance, a tad more warmer. But again, I'm sure I would do a blind test comparing the two, and I would maybe have a hard time saying which one is which now that it's closely matched. So, of course, the timeline is not the same as the El Capistan. You don't have the spring reverb on it, you don't have the sound on sound mode, you don't have the multi-tape head and things like that. But contrary to what I was thinking, it's pretty darn close. So the moral of this story is that we can get fooled by the labels. I love the El Capistan so much that I wanted it so bad to be better than the timeline on tape mode. I've heard things about the tape mode being more limited on the timeline, but you have to go download the instruction manual, make sure that you know what all the knobs are doing to make sure that it's a true comparison. I learned it the hard way this time, but I won't make this mistake in the future on my channel. So tell me what you think about this true comparison between both in the comment section. And don't forget that I have my free mini course on ambient chords that you can enroll in if you haven't done it already. So thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, au revoir.